Welcome. Let's begin with our second set on the net paper solutions for geography subject in the August-September session that was asked. So based on the paper, here are some of the questions that have been asked. Now the question does not include this diagram. This diagram I have brought to help you understand the correct answer. So the question talks about the hill slopes from ridge to valley. So from ridge to valley, it would start with the summit concavity. So convex would be the first thing, right? And that's how we would follow. Then it would be a free face followed by rectilinear and then concave slope. So that would be the correct order of a standard hill slope. So following from convex to free face to rectilinear and finally to concave would be the correct order from top to bottom, from ridge to valley. Now note, the language of the question is really important. It is ridge to valley. If it was valley to ridge, the order would be opposite. So we would start with concave slope first and then we would end with convex slope. So concave and convex, how do you remember? Concave, it's a cave like formation, right? So you call it as concave and that's the best way to remember, and convex would be opposite to it. Now the various regional organizations from equator to the north, that has been asked in the question. So ASEAN, which is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, this was founded in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, so these are Philippines. These are the major countries which form the ASEAN group. So this is the one which is closest to the equator. The next is SAARC, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. This includes South Asian nations. So this is the second one. The third one is the OPEC. OPEC is the petroleum exporting countries, and this is basically the 13 countries and was founded in the regions of Baghdad. Then is above it in the north is European Union, which is economic and a political unit. However, after Brexit, after the exit of Britain from the European Union, the remaining countries still share the European Union as common, with Schengen visa as a common visa and euro as the common currency, right? So those are the options from equator to the north. Now read the language again very carefully. It is asking equator to the north. If it was north to the equator, the order had been different. So here starting with B, ASEAN becomes the correct option. So this is the right choice. The next question is, in which of the phases plant seeds are established in a newly created bare land through germination and plant growth in a given habitat? Now this question specifically talks about succession. So we must understand first of all ecological succession. There is primary succession and then there is secondary succession, right? Now under the process of succession, there is one process which is called as nudation, that is the barren land. Then is the invasion, where the species enter in, the competition where the species tries to establish, the reaction, and finally the stabilization, right? Now very important to understand, within this process of invasion there are three steps that are really important. The first is the phase of migration, the second is the phase of excesses, and the third one is the phase of aggregation. Now this, where we say the plant seeds establish themselves in the newly created barren land through germination, is the phase of excesses. So here 3 option becomes the correct option. The next is, the term Edge City was given by Garriott. Now Garriott was a reporter from Washington Post and he talked about edge cities in his book in 1991, where he talked about the life on the frontiers, and here he established and argued that the people were trying to move out from the traditional downtown areas or the CBDs and trying to reside in the nearby rural areas in the vicinity. Now he established various criteria for edge cities. We have covered those in comprehensive detail. The examples of the city, for example, Irvine in California, you have Tyson Corner, Virginia as some of the centers which are part of edge cities, but the criteria are important. The area must have more than 5 million square feet of office space with nearly 6 lakh square feet of retail space. There should be rise and drop from the morning to the afternoon cycle, and the place is known as a single destination point. Those are some of the criteria that have been created with considering a city as an edge city. So again, a important question. This had been newly added as part of 2019 syllabus, so we have covered that additionally in comprehensive manner. Refer that carefully. The next is the percentage share of the major imports of India during 21-22 was highest with electronic goods. Now even with logic you can understand this was the time with lockdown, and you had seen very high usage of mobile devices, laptops, specifically for education purpose, and therefore electronic goods saw a definite rise in import during this period. And here is the list of imports during that time, so you can see the list, and that would help you understand how to answer the question. But yes, this was a question that was based on contemporary information. The next is, which is a broad transition between two different ecosystems of mainly plant community. Now this line which you can see here is called as ecotone. Now this is a ecotone and this is a eco line. Now if we are talking about just difference, that would be the ecotone, but it is a transition area, right? A broad transition. So this transition area is known as ecoline. So ecoline would be the correct answer, and this is a continuous gradient from community A towards community B, and therefore rather than a sharp boundary which can be seen between community A and B at the region of ecotone, this is a transitional area where there is a change or a gradient that could be seen with changing plant communities, and this is really important difference and an important topic that you must understand. Highly important from the section on environmental geography. Off and on you have questions from this section, so prepare well. And yes, of course we would be covering more questions which were asked in your UGC NET examination for geography. So please subscribe. Thanks for joining in. Have a wonderful day.